City.tv.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final day of the Australian Ultimate Championships for 2018, hosted on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia.
Hello, I am Katie Locke, and I'm joined in the commentary booth by Daniel Clinton. This is our Hoss vs. Hoss showdown. We have Juggernaut over on the left-hand side of the screen, once they show, in the burgundy, playing their counterparts Carnage in the white. Now, Daniel,
yes.
tell me a little more about these two teams.
Well, Juggernaut had a terrible performance yesterday against Mammoth, and that performance, you cannot let good teams have such a good look at a finals berth, and it turned out to be too much for the Juggernaut boys to overcome. They lost, and now they're here playing their non-WAC counterparts, the Melbourne Carnage, for a chance at a bronze medal. Either way, Hoss wins. Exactly,
and this is the best collective performance at Division 1 for the Heads of State Club. So Juggernaut were last in medal contention in 2016. They came away with bronze, and in 2015 they came away with the gold. Carnage, this is their first time in the top 8. So Juggernaut has sent 2 or more teams to Division 1 Nationals for the past 6 years, and this is the first time we've had 2 teams in the top 8, let alone the top 4. So this is an exciting time for Hoss, and just shows the growth of the club, and also the fact that even the team who weren't selected for World Clubs are still here fighting.
Well, Trung is going to get things started for Hoss Burgundy. Wiseman resets to Trung. Can't find Wise, finds the other Wise. Hoppy had a reasonable game yesterday. Oh, and a block straight away.
Oh,
we're going to see a little bit of this.
We are. The Evans boys just getting a little bit excited. The younger Ash just bowling Tim Wise over. We've got a brother-on-brother battle here. Ash and Albie Evans in the white, and the Wise brothers in the burgundy, as we have David Knight walk up to the disc.
David Knight will pick it up. They haven't got far to go. They go vertical, and immediately with a hark, it sits, it is dropped.
Not quite a double happiness there for Ash Evans. It bounces off his head a little. And Juggernaut get another crack.
Both these teams will be exceedingly familiar with one another. I believe the Hoss White, Carnage, has had the wood over Juggernaut in inter-club scrimmages recently.
Yes, so these two teams train together every single week, so they scrimmage very regularly. We have Chong moving the disc through. Smiley Andrews overthrows to Trong there.
Well, that's not good.
No.
David Knight in the hat and sunglasses. He's got one intention and one intention only. Pat Thorpe in the end zone. Carnage break to begin, and they like it.
They like it indeed. They come out in full force in that little dance. Both teams bring out the dances, though. I don't think Juggernaut are joining in that. This is a very important match for them. They've got everything to prove, and Carnage has nothing to lose.
And well, wouldn't that be a story, seeing Carnage beat their, well, arguably A team. This is more of an XY split. The X having minus a few and the Y a plus a few. David Knight in the hat and sunglasses.
So, yeah,
he's got one intention and one intention only. Pat Thorpe in the end.
Some of them, electing not to trial for World Clubs team for various reasons. Maybe cost or work or time commitments. For example, Seb Barr, he's been a croc and dingo a number of times. He is renowned as one of Australia's best handlers. He's on this Carnage unit as he made the decision not to do World Clubs this year.
Well, talking a little bit about the tournament, Juggernaut lost one game the entire weekend and have a very, very goal-heavy difference of plus 39 over 7 games. So they have been winning and winning well until they lost to Brisbane Mammoth.
It was still a very close match in some parts. It's just in the middle of the game, Mammoth just ran away with it, and Juggernaut just could not shut down John McNaughton.
And Carnage, well, Carnage, not so dominant. They have done things the hard way, that is for sure. They're 4-3 over their 7 games, so they've had to go through a lot of tough competition, and they have struggled against adversity from day one. Britton Jones, Wiseman looks and then goes long. We're going to see a bit of a hockey game today.
Oh boy, we are. And that falls too short for Trong there. Maybe a short man, but that just dropped too soon.
Underthrown by Wiseman. So it will come in on the corner. Wong goes out. Can't find it. The reset. Bullman goes back far side. Matthews Hunter puts it up. Ashcroft in the area against Hoppy.
No chance. That is Ashcroft's disc every day.
Oh, and they love it. The dance. It's 2-0. 2 breaks.
2 breaks indeed for the Carnage unit.
And Simon Talbot's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, he might just want to give the Juggernaut boys a chance to regroup and just keep his team spirit high. So we've got a couple of different coaches on the field this year. We've got Simon Talbot and assistant coach Emma Weekland over Carnage, looking after Carnage, I should say. Both of them coming off a great Division 2 campaign with their respective teams, with Colossus and Inferno. And over with the Juggernaut lads, they've got the very experienced Lee Baker as their head coach for this WUC campaign and Nationals campaign. You have much experience with Lee?
Yeah, played against him quite a few times back in the day, and he was quite the player on the field. Never really a kind of a top tier standout, but the kind of guy you can just count on. Yeah,
just reliable.
And he's transitioned all that experience that he had over many, many Nationals campaigns in the various divisions into international coaching, and he's one of the stronger coaches in Australia at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. He coached Melbourne Ellipsis women's team to their 2nd national title last year. This time wanting to switch his focus over to men's.
Well, and it wasn't just a win, it was a dominant win by Ellipsis last year, so a nice feather for your coaching cap.
Definitely. They just look unstoppable. We'll get to see them in the final against GWS this afternoon at 1 o'clock, so you've got a great day of Ultimate lined up for those of you at home.
And a nice appetizer. The two Colony.
Not the two Colony teams.
Heads of state.
Yes.
Here to battle it out. I think we're going to see, well, it's going to be an entertaining game.
100%. This game is...
Hundy P.
Hundy P, yeah, you got it. No, these lads know each other well. They care about each other, but they will be competitive as anything on this field. And these Jugger boys, they want to win this. They want to win this so bad because a lot rides on it. Carnage, this is their last game of the season, so they'll just want to have a good fun crack, see what they can do.
Yep, and do their best to give Juggernaut all they can handle. Firstly, for their own bragging rights. Secondly, for potentially a bronze medal. And thirdly, well, to maybe tune the Juggernaut up, ready for the World Ultimate Championships later this year in Ohio, Cincinnati. Hoppy. Jacobs. Britton Jones. Calaviotis. Calaviotis had a very quiet game yesterday. We're used to seeing a lot out of him, and his production was down. Smiley Andrews. He's had a turnover early. That is a very nice break throw, and it opens up the far side of the field for the Juggernaut.
Oh, an unfortunate drop there in the end zone.
Smiley Andrews. He has dropped it. Sebastian Barr goes long with an outside in for him.
McCarthy
Wiseman,
on the end.
oh, Wiseman goes over the big McCarthy. What a play to begin the game.
Wise goes inside out, 2 receivers in the area. Jacobs has it covered, and Melbourne Juggernaut are finally on the board.
And they get in with the dance, both teams joining in this time. That was a beautiful looking throw out into space for Jacobs. He had backup in Britton Jones as well. Jacobs just come off the back of his first campaign in the green and gold, playing with the Goannas.
Not often that McCarthy would go up against an opponent that's taller than him, but taller than him is Wiseman, and he skied him from behind.
Oh,
it's a big play.
that is a
2
huge
big guys
play.
getting up, and
That's insane.
just beat him to the disc there.
Exactly. He just had his hand right in the space. And here's that beautiful.
Nice forehand.
Yeah.
Tim Wise, easy to overthrow that. The wind coming left to right across the screen. So it is upwind, downwind, as it has been on these fields all weekend.
Classic heads of state clap.
I like it, just signalling you're all ready.
Yep. In unison, ready to go.
If I had $1 for every time I said number off, left to right, and my team didn't have it, I would be a rich man.
Yeah. Evans moving through to bar. First offensive point for this Carnage unit.
Evans looks for bar, goes up the line. He's created separation from Liu.
Oh, and he sends it!
Goes outside in, Della in the area. It's too far though. That one overthrown.
Yeah. Bissett not able to get on that. Give it a good chase though.
So that's a turnover. Juggernaut are going to have an opportunity, and they will work out of a vertical stack. We've seen a lot of vertical stacks with cutters in isolation. We may see something similar here. Tom Della seems to have split out a little from the stack. Liu going to bring it up to the line. The breeze blowing about 20, 25 kilometres an hour. Della works in isolation and swings, but he's thrown it up in the air.
Just too far for Taylor to get.
That is a turnover.
Carnage with another chance here.
Sebastian Barr looks for Matthews Hunter, can't find him. He's covered well by Maroney. Matthews Hunter.
That was an uncharacteristic throw from Barr though. That just did not sit the way he would have wanted it.
Well, we've come to apply such a high standard to Sebastian Barr, such lofty expectations, and this weekend he has not delivered. He is not having a great weekend, but we saw in the Carnage game that we covered a couple of days ago, he is capable of playing tremendously bad and then all of a sudden winning the game for your team. So Casciano in space. Oh, and he's
launched it.
What a throw. It's outthrown everyone, including the speedy Ashcroft.
And the
motoring Della.
Yep, almost as speedy.
He got the old bicep behind that one and
Zoom, zoom. It's like our Mazdad. Barr walking the disc up.
Horizontal set for the Carnage. They're going to space the receivers out across the field.
And he's going to launch it. Is he going to launch it? Oh, he finds Cusson in space.
Lots of mess at the moment.
Oh, yes, that is very cluttered.
Lots of mess. It clarifies and Barr goes long. It's small though, it's not very high from the ground. And Casciano gets the block and goes to Declan Frey with a change of possession. Juggernaut back on offense. Casciano asks for the reset. He finds the inside break to Della. Della reaching out for Declan Frey, who reads it well. And he's calling himself as in and spikes the disc. The Juggernaut level it up at 2-all.
And celebratory dance and sure. That was a spicy throw from Dallas, showing that he is capable of not only being an excellent receiver, an excellent cutter, but he can have throws for days.
Dual threat.
Triple threat. I said three things.
What's the third, sorry?
He can cut, he can throw, and he can receive.
Isn't cutting and receiving the same thing?
I was talking about undercutting.
Okay, so you're like segmenting cutting into like two things, like deep cutting and undercutting.
Because they're different styles of cutting. Definitely different. To keep rolling. You want me to keep rolling? Well, it's more like there's some people who are excellent at getting deep and getting that separation deep and running onto a long disc. And there's some people, but then struggle in the underspace, and then vice versa. Like, I think of myself as somebody who is not a receiver, but definitely an undercutter. You know, like working that chase, the short, sharp cuts, getting free, getting those throws off, but running onto a long disc, not so much.
Califiotis to pull for the Juggernauts. A good-looking outside in pull. That's pretty big. It's going to go a long way. It actually sits in bounds. Phenomenal.
Oof, that is deep. Boys on the sideline chanting for Callahan.
Ashcroft.
Already got one of those himself earlier.
Back to Barr. And Barr goes deep with a backhand.
Oh.
It's going to sit up, though. Califiotis has time to close it.
Oh.
Evans! Oh, he has skied the Greek meet. And he resets to Thorpe and then goes for the score! Oh! And the spike as he goes to ground.
Up the years! Evan gets the double grab.
The play over Califiotis was awesome. And the catch to make the score was nearly as good.
That was beautiful.
It is an interesting turn of events. The bar throw, he didn't quite get as much of it as he wanted, but backed in the long Evans, who makes the play over Califiotis.
Look at that lanky boy.
Front position as well. Stellar individual play. Athleticism. And you would have thought that would have popped over him, but it hasn't.
Yeah, I thought that shot was long gone, but he puts his tall frame up in the air and plucks that one from the sky. Love it.
Well, the Carnage, they are going to play some defense. We've seen exclusively vertical out of the Juggernaut thus far for their offensive sets. I wonder if we'll see something different here. They're splitting with Lachlan Wise in space at the moment.
Oh, and that is a very deep pull. Excellent pull there.
And Wiseman gets it and throws a bit of a nothing throw.
Oh, almost a Callahan there.
Oh, this is trouble. Two colour. Jacobs nearly... Oh, and Lachlan Wise has thrown some pie. Jacobs, there he is, popping up for the score. I don't know how a Carnage player didn't get in on either of those passes. They seemed out there to be blocked.
Jacobs, despite a small frame, can jump in.
Heavy contact on that swing. And then Lachlan Wise, the outcut. He won't be happy with that forehand. He's given a lot of time for defenders to arrive. But Jacobs has made the play. He's run it well. Hasn't got sucked into the contest.
No. Now, I've just had a request for a special shout-out. Obviously, we mentioned the fact that we have two of the Evans brothers playing on this Carnage unit. We have Albie, and we've got Alex. No, Alex. Alex is Albie. And we've got Ash. The third Evans brother usually plays with Haas, James, but he is stuck in Los Angeles Airport and he's watching the game. So special thanks to Jan Evans, your mum. She's told me to say hi. G'day, Evans.
How's the food in Los Angeles Airport?
Not terrible for an airport, I'm pretty sure.
It's a big place.
It is. And the pull goes up.
Lockhart supplying. Sebastian Barr will pick it up. Knight has an outcut of Evans. He's been playing with intent early, Knight, but it decides to move it inside. And there is a turnover.
Broadly collection just not happening there.
Jared Cowan will pick it up for the Juggernaut, and they're working. And they're going to set this split stack with Lockhart in isolation. He fakes under and goes out. Big swing, opening up the space. Della throws under, it's low, but it caught anyway, Taylor. Frey can't get there. A little bit of fatigue in the legs, maybe. Sebastian Barr. Evans. Knight. Thorpe. Big contact on the mark there by Cowan. It's an uncontested foul. Pat Thorpe. Again, a low throw, gathered well by Ashcroft, who goes with a big outside in backhand. Lockhart, no, that rather that's Stuart Austin.
Just too far for him to reel in.
The yellow boots throwing me off for a second. Lockhart, of course, playing for Hoss Burgundy. Cowan. Engages the reset. Liu goes with dominator movement. They work back to the far side. Della. Oh, big travel. And he pops it up.
Oh.
Stuart Austin says, thank you, I'll take that one. In a short field now for Carnage. They have been trading even, these two teams. Breaks going both ways, 0-point holds. Big contact, inside throw. That's Carnage scoring again for the 4th time.
Indeed, and that was great. Great fake there from Evans, who's just got Declan Frey on the ground with his fake. Gave him the easy open.
Who do you think's going to win this?
It's too hard to say at this point. It's too early.
You would make a good politician.
Great non-answers. No, I love both these teams of boys. I'd be happy with either result. That being said, I think it would be devastating for Juggernaut if they lost this. So I want them to go up, but I want it to be a tight match. That's what I want. Whether that happens is a different story.
Well, so far, it is shaping up to be a very close game. Neither team managing to stretch a lead all weekend. We've seen it. Teams generating big leads in the first half and then holding them into the second. Mammoth did it against Juggernaut yesterday. The only team to buck that trend has been Rogue from Sydney. They're the only ones to have generated a big comeback from a first half deficit. Outside in pull. Not as deep as we've seen, but still pretty good. And that's an off break Gary Lyon would be proud of. Strong. Wiseman. Lachlan Wise goes out. It's a little bit poachy at the moment. Smiley's Andrews' defender is completely unaccountable. And Andrews works under, recognising that, and he's dropped it.
Looks like
Question mark.
Looks like there's been a call though. Smiley Andrews calling a foul there.
Smiley Andrews will get this one back. It looks to be uncontested. I didn't see the contact. Not to say that there wasn't any. And oh, what a throw. Wiseman in space. Smiley Andrews just picking him out. Tim Wise. Back to Wiseman. Andrews in the corner. Can't get there. Trong looks to the break side. Tim Wise comes open side. Jacobs. Breaks. Cousins. Tim Wise makes the catch anyway. It's so close. They want to cram it in the cram hole. Wise, stall going up. He tries to find his brother. And it's a turnover.
Smiley Andrews almost saving that one, but it just plonks on the ground instead.
Big play by Cousin. Matthews Hunter goes out, covered by both Wise brothers. And now works under. Lachlan Wise a little bit behind his mark at the moment. There is a pick in the stack. Carnage working out of an exclusive vertical. No cutter in isolation here like we've seen out of the Juggernaut. Do the tactics vary much between the two teams?
Well, they have different coaching staff, so it's the sort of thing where while they may train at the same venue, they do separate trainings within that. And different coaches are going to have different coaching styles. But back to the game, though, we've got a bit of discussion here between Bissett and Trong. Can't quite see what happened, though.
Not sure. Trong, I dare say he'll keep the disc, he does. Fakes the inside. Comes back around to Wiseman. Lachlan Wise in space. Can't get free. Trong goes inside. Back to Wise, who's found some separation. And there is the throw to the score. Hoppy in the end zone. That makes it 4-all.
Does indeed. Lee trying to make a bid on that disc, but he just misread that and got there a little too early.
Nice inside throw by Trong. Opens up this near side of the field, the early bid and the wind. Not helping Carnage there.
Great read by Hoppy. He just was patient with it. Not always going to be the best way to go. Sometimes you want to attack the disc, but he just had that read and knew that it was too early a jump, who was going to drop down. 4 apiece, and this game continues to be as tight and thrilling as ever. Neither team wanting to go down without a fight here.
See, Isherwood not on the line. We haven't seen Isherwood at all this game.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the reasoning behind that is. Maybe he's a bit tight somewhere from yesterday, who knows? May have to ask him at halftime.
I'm surprised one of his teammates didn't give him a rub down after the games. Hoss are friendly with one another.
5-4, I believe.
Yeah, and looks like we're going to have a timeout. So a quick break. Team's going to gather in, huddle up, an arm wrestle. This is poised.
And for anybody at home that missed a little bit of the action, sorry, we just had some power issues out here.
We are in the middle of a paddock, after all.
Exactly, reliant on a generator to power this fantastic operation that UltiTV run. Just means that the generator dies, so does the stream.
So does everything.
Everything.
Everything dead.
Everyone dies. Game advisor's whistle indicating that the 75 seconds for the timeout has passed. Still up to the teams to make sure that they enforce that. Potentially just an example of also how the mental game plays into things. Like I said earlier, you know, Juggernaut, you know, their reputation's on the line with this game, being the WUC team. Carnage, they're just out to have a good time. They don't really have anything to lose here, so.
So, big offside by Carnage, not called by the Juggernaut. They elect not to, and outside in to Wiseman. But it's well read by Evans.
who makes the play, and he claims it. Carnage will get an opportunity here. They have got the disc from the Juggernaut offense.
Carnage have a chance now to extend their lead even further.
Pat Thorpe. Strong outcut. Covered well by Wiseman. Oh, short throw. David Knight. The reset. Near side. Evans. Stu Austin. Austin looks for a reset. Thorpe has found some separation from Wise. And Thorpe is going to package that up and send it out the back of the end zone. Or is he? It is a perfectly weighted throw.
I thought that was long gone, but that was a great run down there from McCartney.
And McCartney shows Wiseman a clean set of heels. Burns him up and catches a very nice goal.
Exactly. Carnage extending their lead. 7-4.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
They're up, and it's a half-time lead. With some separation from Wise, and Thorpe
aware that there is an issue.
He's going to package that up and send it.
Obviously, just due to the generator issues, yet to get that updated. But the current score, 7-4 to Carnage. Yep, looks like we've got that fixed now. Thanks for your patience, everyone.
The issues with fielding from a field, streaming from a field.
Exactly.
In the suburbs of the Gold Coast. No power for miles. No internet. Carnage on defense have found some momentum. And Juggernaut, as they struggled yesterday, they are struggling similarly today. Taylor, Britton Jones tries to work for the reset, can't find it. Trung gets covered by Ashcroft. Wiseman gets the reset. Della comes break side, covered well by the mark. Castriano. Resets Wiseman. It's been a great battle between Wiseman and McCartney. Hoppy. And inside shoulder throw.
But a foul's been called by Britton Jones on Cullen.
Cullen shakes his head. I don't think he's impressed.
Let's get a replay of that. Let's see here. Oh, looks like that foul has been uncontested after a bit of chat.
Yep.
And Britton Jones back at the disc.
Britton Jones goes inside with a slight break to Della for the reset. The stall getting high. McCartney, Wiseman picks it up as it was brushing the turf. And Trung. And there's a pick. Castriano
catches it for good measure. Of course, if the pick was called after the throw was released, you've got to catch it, otherwise the turnover stands. So
it was a killer throw by Trung as well. I'm not sure he really wanted to have that one back.
Fortunately, though, as the pick was called before the throw, they had to go back to him. He tries to repeat that throw. Oh, Castriano lays out for that.
Castriano looking for Trung. Trung goes up the line. Reset is there. Britton Jones looking. He's got free arms. The mark arrives now by Cullen. Britton Jones open side. There's a pick call. Della making sure of it. Castriano's ended up on the turf somehow. He's got a BMI of about 42 and not a shred of fat on him.
Looks like he's still got a bit knocked around though.
Reminds me of a wombat, does Castriano?
Sure.
Oh, for the score.
There it is.
Wiseman, experienced jukey play, getting the bigger McCarthy, or the smaller McCarthy, to go the wrong way. And then the score. Well, that is what the Juggernaut needed. The score, 7 to Carnage, 5 to Juggernaut. What a game it's been.
Oh, it's been fantastic. And this is exactly what we wanted. People saying, oh, who's going to watch a Hoss v Hoss bronze? This is what we came for. We came for a battle.
Yeah, this is Melbourne getting their own back on Sydney for all those times Colony have played in various medal placing matches.
It's just not fun usually. It's more fun when it's our teams.
You're a Hoss tragic though.
Screw you. Hey, you've had a bit of a brush with Hoss in your time.
Yeah, and I enjoyed my time with the Hoss Club. It is a great culture to be a part of.
And obviously that's expanded from long-standing men's club in 2016 into also having women's and mixed sides as well. And the women's being represented here this weekend by Phoenix.
And also representation in both divisions at Division 2 Nationals this year. And I think it's a very healthy thing. Too much testosterone is a very bad thing.
Definitely. Us girls are helping keep the boys grounded. And I think it's just added to the culture of the club. And we've got Bar. Now we're seeing a bit of a zone chucked on here by Juggernaut. They need to shut down Carnage.
I get the sense that this is their go-to play. Oh, big grab by Austin. And he plays on.
Fair bit of contact there, but he still managed to hold on.
Again, Albie Evans bouncing off Liu. Bar keeps the disc moving with a reset.
Oh, that is a mad travel.
Yeah, bit of contact.
Oh, geez, yeah, we've got to play it down. Bar jokingly spiking the disc. And who's on the ground there?
I can't see who it is.
One of the Carnage lads.
I missed completely what happened. All I saw was Tim Wise charging on the field to put a hit on Declan Frey, his own teammate.
But this time we have a Carnage lad on the ground. I can't see a number, I can just see shorts being comforted by Timocles Copland. And it looks like it's Ash Evans.
See the replay. There's Evans. Oh, he's copped a bit of a hit there.
Oh, full straight over.
Bit of high contact.
Just a little.
In any other game, that's reason for teams to get mega fired up. But I get the sense that this is just kind of a regular occurrence at heads of state training. Maybe an occupational hazard.
That's what we have insurance for.
When you play against one of your inter-club teams. Sebastian Barr. High stall. Needs to keep the disc moving. Finds Austin. Knight with a hammer. It's a little bit low, but it's fine. Matthews Hunter finds Austin, who got motoring. Ashcroft back to Knight. And that hammer is what they needed. They're off to the races. Ashcroft in the front end zone. Corner.
Just walks that in.
And that is halftime.
That is halftime indeed. And I would not have called this to be the score at half, but Carnage have come to surprise. Get some dabs there.
Well, we'll take a quick break along with the players. We'll be back with the second half of this men's bronze medal match from the Australian Ultimate Championships for 2018.
See you soon. A better
What's on my mind? Drink a little wine, get a little high, spend money and sometimes what's on my mind? Drink a little wine, get a little high, spend money and sometimes say I'm so down, Loretta Brown used to be nice, guess what? I'm better now, man, way more mega now, rock like on the levers now, so gold, heydays at a Motown, photo the ground and slow down, chip off the block so blow, wow, good float for a boat sound I hope now, I used to listen to Cold Flow, that's where I got this cold flow, didn't need to do sort of fofo, when I rap to myself like I'm loco, now everywhere I go I'm a loco, got a coffee on the house with a stone too, what a throne crew, no Zeus, the glass in my hand hold more juice, so produce for he who play Coltrane for that round, so I'm praying and land on the brownstone stoop, meditation world on mute, no time for the ism, float these loops, the ghost stay with them, can't beat them, get rhythm, to crack these codes, there's a crack flow in them, flower that bloom from the roots, less surface, more surface, definitions and purpose, hurt deep, but it's worth it, old man taught me free is worthless, and the size the same as the dirt is, so the caves and the lakes where I'm lurking, same version, close curtain, I don't wanna say what's on my mind, I just wanna drink a little wine, might get a little bit high, spend a little money, waste time, I just wanna do what I do, I just wanna do what I do, I don't wanna say what's on my mind, I just wanna drink a little wine, might get a little bit high, spend a little money, waste time, I just wanna do what I do, I just wanna do what I do.
And welcome back to the second half of this men's bronze medal match here at the Australian Ultimate Championships. It is a Melbourne showdown with Carnage v Juggernaut.
Well, we're back. We are back. 8-5 the score. And Carnage, unexpected, but not all too surprising. Not all too surprising at all.
No, Carnage are definitely a strong unit this year. Like we were saying earlier, it's not quite an A-B split. It's not an intentional XY, but it ended up being a bit of an XY.
Yeah, both teams with a lot of strength, a lot of upside.
We've got a couple of Australian multi-reps on this Carnage team. Just in this line alone, I can see Tom Bissett, he's played under 20s. Yes, Seb Barr and Brendan Ashcroft played many Dingo and Crocs campaigns. The pool goes up. Carnage with another chance to extend their lead here.
Nice looking throw from Barr to get it to Evans. Shiana nearly puts a saddle on Evans. It's the other Evans, and Barr finds himself going, and a layout score by Sebastian Barr.
Very rarely is he on the end of a huck, but he does it, and he does it with style.
And even rarer, does Sebastian Barr hit the ground? It looks like he's pulled a hammy.
Had a good time doing it. He's all smiles.
He's saying, no, I'm done, boys. Get the stretcher. I need help. Call an ambulance. I've blown something up.
Oh, bless him. That being said, if he's out for this game, that could be a throwback for Carnage. Could give Jugger another chance to claw back into this game.
Yeah, we spoke about the star power of Sebastian Barr, how he can be not playing particularly well and then all of a sudden turn it on. Power position, Evans and Sebastian Barr. Oh, it looked pretty good.
Well, just lost his footing a little there. Like he had the disc before he hit the ground.
And he's in pain.
Laughing from pain.
He's out the back of the end zone now, having a stretch.
Oh, bless.
You can see him walking past the goalpost there, behind the Carnage line.
We might have to give him a bit of flack for being old. can't keep his muscles together.
Need to send him to the physio for a bit of love. He needs some, maybe some tape.
Yeah.
Hold him together with tape. Thorpe, a great pull. Upwind as well.
Oh.
Trong settles underneath it.
That's beautiful.
The first pass is shut down. Wise works the space. Wise. Hoppy. Trong goes. Pick is called.
He was in a panic of space, so that makes total sense. Moved. Looks like it was a fair bit back. Hoppy still with the disco.
Important to note, out of half, that was an O hold for Carnage. They were supposed to, Verticom is supposed to, hold that point for the score because they're up the break. Well, they're up a couple of breaks now.
Yeah, because they started on defense but got a double break to start the game.
And Juggernaut find themselves 4 points down. A big throw, Smiley Andrews. It's overthrown by Hoppy. He has not made a good throw there. He really hasn't given Smiley Andrews a chance to catch that. David Knight walking back to pick up the disc.
Carnage with another crack to extend their lead here. Juggernaut just need to find something. They've just lost their mojo a little. Perhaps it's just this Carnage unit just know all of their trick books.
And like Dr. Evil, it seems like they've stolen Juggernaut's mojo.
Oh, but there has been a call before the disc even came into play.
McCartney Wiseman in the stack. That's been a great battle. Another pick.
These boys need to stop picking each other. Just getting a bit up close and personal, it seems.
Well, that's Hoss in a nutshell, isn't it?
Hundy P.
Another pick.
Oh, you're joking.
I think the point of a pick is so that you can make up your space and clear the pick.
And they're just not clearing those picks. With a tiny Wong going long.
And McCartney, he bonks it. It bounces through his hands, off his chest, and falls to the turf 10 metres away. And Trong will pick it up. Juggernaut, short field, and probably their best opportunity they've had recently. The poach of David Knight is playing in the lane, and they're going to lay it out there for Hoppy. It's a great throw by Trong.
And Juggernaut needed that score. They needed that to keep on the scoreboard, but they're going to have to whip out something special to not only get the D in this point, but to convert from it.
And what would you be predicting that they come up with here to get this game close again?
I reckon they're going to try chuck that zone again. But then again, it depends on who's on the line. I don't think Seb Barr's jumping on this one, so that could be definitely beneficial in Juggernaut's favour in terms of he just penetrates through that zone so well, and he doesn't even risk the overhead shots. He just finds the gaps, works the crashes, works the swings. So I would not be surprised with the wind picking up if they came down in that zone.
We saw yesterday Juggernaut, they turned to the zone when they were in trouble. It almost seemed like a bit of a panic play. We are getting beat. Oh damn, what do we call? Let's play zone. It did generate some turns, and then John McNaughton stepped up to the plate.
And worked through it. He knew exactly how to work through it.
He whacked it out of the park. Like Bobby Barnes, it was a home run. Twice we saw big hammers as well from McNaughton.
Oh, huge, dirty hammers.
Lachlan Wise to pull for the Juggernaut. It's going to fall inside the defensive red zone. Maroney on the mark. Ashcroft throws into the space for Austin. Austin engages Knight. Ashcroft generates an undercut. He looks around. Matthews Hunter gets up the line. And there's a swing. Far sideline. Cullen to the end zone. A huge bid from Frey. Can't stop the score. And Carnage hold on 10-6.
Oh, my prediction of a Juggernaut zone did not hold true. They just came down to match defense and
got blown up.
Carnage just worked through that. Even with Frey putting his body on the line, doing a full-scale tumble, could not generate the Ds. They're just going to have to find something special if they want to bring this game back in their favour.
I think the Juggernaut need more Metzol. They need to spark up, perk up, and get in this game. Because if things stay the way they are, it's going to be a Carnage bronze medal, and Juggernaut will be on the receiving end of so much heckling over the next year. Anytime there is any conversation, no matter the topic, it will come back to, hey, but we beat you for the bronze at AUC 2018.
Indeed.
What do you want for dinner? Well, as the bronze medalist, I reckon. We're yet to see Isherwood. He seems, well, he's cleaned it up. Definitely carrying soreness from the 3 days thus far. And I think he needs to find a way to get on the field. Trong gestures under, doesn't find it, goes to Jacobs. Swing, Caliviotis. Somali Andrews rather. Wiseman. Tim Wise. Jacobs. Inside. Hoppy.
And that was some slick offense there from Juggernaut. That's what we need to see, but they also, in order to get this game back, they need to fire up and they need to shut down that Carnage D. And then hold with that slick offense.
Joe Hoppy showing some of his receiving chops. He's been spending a lot of time with disc in hand, distributing for the offense. He's found himself in the end zone twice now.
Indeed. We've seen a couple of players who are renowned handlers getting up in that end zone. You know, we saw Barr with that huge bid earlier, and Wiseman's got himself a goal as well. This player's just showing that they're effective all over the field.
Hopefully Sebastian Barr's okay. He is limping a little.
He gave us a little bit of a shaky hand, being like, I don't know. he's walking off with one of the Phoenix girls who's a physio student, so he's definitely about to get a rub.
Yeah, an adductor. Adductor test, that's what she's running through with Barr at the moment, so very painful injury, that one. And as he reached for that disc, that's clearly what's twinged.
Yeah, and probably what caused him to have to lay out to maintain the hold on that disc. Because he had his grip on it before he fell to the ground.
Della to pull, Juggernaut are down by 3, and they need a break here. Caliviotis has made his way across to the D-line. That could be important. Lefty. Evans can't find the reset. Goes to his brother. Evans tries to reset. Weimer has a big look at that. Evans again. Carnage. They're looking pretty good. The Juggernaut defense need to fire up.
Oh, they've done it! Bit of a tumble there from Maroney, and he's on his bike. He is off long.
Weimer. It's going to return back to Caliviotis.
Looks as though there's been a travel call. Is it indicated by Bissett?
Yeah, Caliviotis has moved his pivot foot by the looks of it. That throw from Evans just going to no one. Maroney bidding gratuitously to get himself on the stat sheet. Calaviotis. Lockhart. Calaviotis with a catch. Castriano. Della. Called for travel, makes up his ground. Maroney with separation. Short underthrow. Juggernaut are working it in. Weimer looks downfield. And a low throw that is going to terminate the offense. Calaviotis.
No way he was going to get his mitts on that one, unfortunately.
Well, Sebastian Barr has struggled this weekend, and so has Calaviotis. Such a talented player, experienced player. You'd expect more out of him. Matthews Hunter. Oh, Maroney. Maroney's done enough. The old man inserts himself and asserts himself to get a block. What a play by Andrew Maroney.
Oh, Mozza, what are you doing? I love it. Need more of that. That's what this Juggernaut team needs. They need more of that fiery defense. Putting their bodies on the line, generating those blocks.
Lockhart. Castriano. They're working out of a vertical. And Castriano goes for Della, but it is too high. Evans catches. And immediately Carnage have to go to work. And Evans is going to send a deep throw to the end zone. Austin has read it. Austin has run it the best out of all of them. The bidding Lockhart can't stop him. Carnage are on the board again.
They are indeed. Two huge blocks generated there by Maroney for Juggernaut, and they were so close. They were literally on the doorstep of the end zone, but just couldn't convert. But that's the closest we've seen to them getting that D conversion. So if they keep that energy up and we get more great blocks, that's how they're gonna get this game back in their favour.
Yeah, Lockhart, he lost the disc a little bit, and Stuart Austin, by virtue of his many years of experience, kind of made an educated guess of where he needed to run to, and the guess was perfect. He was in the perfect spot to catch that. Juggernaut still searching for that break. They're going to have to convert this point first. They have to hold here. Carnage are on top, 11-7. Pat Thorpe, the wind has gone pretty much still, and that pull is a good one. Trong, Britton Jones. Lachlan Wise in isolation, and Britton Jones lets it rip. I think Lachlan Wise should have went there and caught that. It was a huge throw from Britton Jones.
That was a mighty, mighty throw.
Carnage get another opportunity. A break here. A break here will be a dagger. Carnage goes out. They look for the reset. Thorpe can't get it tonight, and he's going to throw it in the air. Oh, and he trips. Cousins in the area. It's caught well by Wong. And there's a free player in the corner of the end zone. He says, hey, I'm over here. Throw it to me. Throw it to me.
Cam Lyon not even having to work for that. Just stood there and he got a goal.
A huge break in the context of the game. 12-7. Juggernaut on the precipice. They could come forth.
That would be...
This is what we love about Nationals. It's storylines like this. The strong Juggernaut team never losing until the semis. The team that has fought so hard and has only won one more game than they've lost. On paper, it's a mismatch.
100%. And that's the thing I love about Nationals is just the high caliber of talent that we have in Australian Ultimate is that you have so many close matches and so many games that could go either way, and you're never able to predict until it comes onto the field. Like, for example, last year, the 2 teams in the final were the only 2 teams that one of the Juggernaut teams beat in the pool, and they lost all their other pool games. And yet those are the 2 teams that reached the final.
Craziness. Juggernaut have to hold. They can't go down another break. Oh, my word.
Just had a drop disc. Clean, cold drop.
Oh, and he's flubbed it.
No, looks like that was a...
Lachlan Wise reaching in.
Getting his hand on Bissett. Swatting that disc out of his hand. Doesn't work like that, son.
Yeah, contact. Bissett will get it back. He looks like he wants to throw the score. Bissett is a little bit caught. Stall increasing. High release. Ashcroft.
Holy heck. 13-7. Oh, I never would have predicted that.
Never would have read about it. And if you read about it, you would have sworn the author was taking something illicit and highly illegal.
What the heck are Juggernaut going to do now, mate?
Pray. Send Woodley out. Where's Woodley?
Where's Woodley? Where's Woodley? Do we have to start a chant? Are we going to have to do what the Hoss lads did to the colony lads a couple of years ago of Cron?
Maybe.
There's been a timeout called, though.
They need a spark.
They do need it.
Juggernaut down in this match. Carnage, the driver's seat, trucking towards a bronze medal. Oh, wouldn't that be a story?
That would be a Cinderella story for sure.
Well, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back after this timeout and the conclusion of this match, this bronze medal match in the men's division for the Australian Ultimate Championships 2018.
He's in a great spot. He's in a perfect spot. Yes, his massive head has blocked everything. That was a huge play, but we have seen none of it. Finny, he's done it.
Alti.tv.
Yeah, jumps are like the same colour. It just looks like the same thing. Look at this handsome devil with a fresh salad.
Special comments now. Simon Talbot, coach of the Carnage.
Hey Daniel, how are we?
Well, good, but not as good as you right now.
Yeah, no, we're sitting pretty. We just knew that we obviously knew these guys' game plan. We knew what they like to do on offense. It was just a case of just making sure we countered plan A, forced them into plan B, just see what happens. And so far, done as well.
And the scrimmages so far in training, I believe Carnage has had the wood on Juggernaut.
In the last couple of weeks, yeah, like generally it's been Jugger most of the season, but we've really just sort of planned to hit our stride. Like right now, obviously these guys are planning for a much longer season, head to World Clubs. And yeah, we've just smelled a bit of blood today and just gone for it.
Oh, Loco Wise, big bid, bounces off his hands. Thorpe picks it up.
Yeah, see now we've changed our attack here. We're looking to do a horror set. We're fine, we're getting a bit clogged on vert, but look at this, they've done vert again. No, we're just Emma Wheatland and I are just fully trusting these boys on offense. We just know that they've got. Yeah.
Bullman flubbing a forehand.
Yeah, the Juggernaut defense like to just put heaps of intensity on and force a rash decision. We just know that that's going to happen, so we've just got to be content to keep possession for 30, 40 passes or more.
What's your take on this Juggernaut side stack with Cutter in isolation? What was your thoughts there?
It worked well. We just knew that they just really like to attack the backhand break side, so we just knew that our marker just had to cover that at all costs, let the forehands happen. I just don't think the conditions today have been conducive to the shots they usually take. It's something they'll go away and think about.
Oh, Mikey Trong gets involved.
Great people next there. So yeah, we'll just try and just letting him do it now. But so here we'll just try and deny the backhands.
Well, Wiseman goes the other route, which is a scuba.
Yep. And the offense, they will take risks like that. It's a very American style. There we go, another goal for Juggernaut. It's a heavily American influence on just being innovative with your throwing, your decision making. I think Australian Ultimate in recent years they've got their structures, but not willing to deviate from it much. And anyone who's seen Colony Plunder play in the last 2 days will probably know it's the same. They were a very different team to when we played them on Thursday, and they were playing very sort of typical structured offense, set defenses. But yesterday in the semi, we faced a completely different team, and I genuinely think they're going to do well at World Clubs based on what I saw yesterday. But for today, I'm happy for our boys to keep rolling. It just our aim, we just wanted to enjoy ourselves today. We knew that as soon as the semi results were done yesterday, the load was off our minds on terms of pressure. We just knew we know we can match it with these guys, and also have an enjoyable game at the same time.
Well, we've been enjoying it. It seems like all the players have as well. Lots of banter on the sideline. Have you heard any good banter this game in particular?
Oh, I've been kind of tuned out, to be honest. I'm a bit too focused on making sure we get the W. But yeah, there has been a bit of light made of Juggernaut's supposed reputation for physicality, as we saw early on. A few of the boys chose to hit the deck at the slightest touch, but. It's all in good fun. We never mean any malice by it, and yeah.
Ashcroft, Evans. Ashcroft goes fast, and he turns on the afterburners. Oh, and then he throws a blading forehand. Brendan Ashcroft.
To Sammy Wong. Sam Wong could find space in a phone booth. He has just been everywhere this tournament, and yeah, he's caught many a goal like that where he's just wide open and free.
Maybe Sammy Wong is Doctor Who, and we never knew about it. The Tartarus.
Yeah.
What's a cut? And Brendan Ashcroft. What a forehand.
Yep. Yeah, since he obviously burst onto the scene a couple of years ago just with his pace, but he's the type of athlete that just is not satisfied with good enough. He's just been working on his throwing almost exclusively for a couple of years now, and to the point where he's elite level at that as well. And yes, we see that perfectly weighted blade just to the standing target.
Conditions. Yeah. It's gusting at about 10, 15 k an hour.
Yeah, so our defensive line is back on now. Again, we'll just look to, I wouldn't be surprised if Juggernaut tries something different, maybe a horror set. But we're just going to keep denying that around break, which is what they look for. First go every time, and just force them into something different. They're throwing downwind, of course. I reckon they'll probably shoot. It'll either be Wise to Wiseman or the other way around, I think. Yeah, they're setting those two up in the middle. I think Hoppy's going to have license here to...
Oh, but with so many players playing off, Carnage know exactly what is coming. And Juggernaut instead have to reset and go fast. They recycle. Oh, Wiseman is getting blocked. That's Lee.
Yeah.
Getting involved, but there seems to be discussion.
I don't like to be biased while wearing the headset, Daniel, but that is absolutely a turn. No, that's just
Thank you, Simon Talbot.
That's just Dan.
Thank you, Simon Talbot, head coach of Carnage.
No worries. Thanks for having me. And let me be the first to publicly congratulate Lee Baker on being the first coach to get a B team to the Nationals top 4.
Really? Okay.
I think
you had me buying it.
I think Mammoth have been joking with us this morning that if we get the win, we get the WUC bid. But
Oh, really?
It's not going to be like that. All right. Thanks, Daniel. I'll get back to it.
No worries, Simon. Thank you for your comments. We appreciate you taking time out from the sideline as we see McCartney make a grab. And it will go back. Carnage, disc in hand, and the opportunity to win the bronze medal here.
That was so close! So close.
And they could win the bronze right now. It has crept up on us.
It really has.
And I think it's crept up on the Juggernaut too. Oh, Thorpe, he's underthrown it. Lachlan Wise is not going to get there. McCartney, I think he's in. I think the Carnage have won an upset.
Upset of the bloody tournament. What is this? At the end of the day, Haas got the medal, but it was not the Haas team that anybody expected.
Carnage off a bit of a swilly forehand from Pat Thorpe. It was just Carnage's day, I think. They have won 15-8 at the end of the day.
Oh, that is not the result I would have predicted, nor the scoreline.
Wow. What a game. Thank you for joining us on behalf of Katie Locke and myself, Daniel Clinton. We look forward to you joining us shortly for the men's final. We'll see you then.
See you then.
Alti.tv